Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me at Yoga with Joan Bossy. Today we have a short talk about a book that I wanted to share with you. This is Yoda, by the way, and I'm Joan. Nice to see you. And I just thought it was beneficial for a lot of my clients where I teach yoga. I read a little bit from this book, and many of them wanted to know more about the book. So, this book is called Thriving as an Empath, and I'll put it in the notes on the video. It's by a psychiatrist, a doctor, Judith Orloff, and she wrote this for each day of the year, 365 days of self-care for sensitive people. And first of all, what is an empath? An empath is someone that feels things very deeply. They are very empathetic. They take on and understand other people's feelings. And they're good listeners. They really tune in to other people. Sometimes they can even sense the energy that someone might have who enters a room. So this psychiatrist, Judith Orloff, says that being an empath can sometimes cause many issues. And whether you were born an empath or you had a traumatic childhood that forced you to survey your environment a little deeper to make sure everything was safe. She talks about that in the beginning of the book, how you became an empath if you are one. But it really doesn't matter how you became one. What matters is that you learn how to live with this beautiful, I say, talent or gift of being an empath. So she writes on on the introduction, as a psychiatrist and empath, I am fierce about my own self-care practices and teach these principles to my patients. I feel so strongly about them because I want to keep enjoying the extraordinary gifts of sensitivity, including an open heart, intuition, and an intimate connection with spirituality and the natural world. And I deeply feel this. I feel I'm connected to nature. I need to take long walks in the woods when I want to calm down. I feel nature is very healing to me. I really tune into it when I'm there. She also says, shallow emotional waters don't appeal to me. I love going deep and my sensitivities take me there. And I'm the same way. I have challenges with small talk. I want to go deep when I'm at a party or I'm talking to someone. So I know I'm one, and I'm sure there are quizzes online to see if you are one. They also love animals, by the way, and are in tune with animals, and right here. So let me go back to sharing what this book is, what will be good for you. So each day, this one is June 9th, turn down your sensitivities. There's a little writing about your sensitivity and how you can obtain some tools, a little toolbox to deal with certain things. Each day there's a little reading, and I have some coffee in the morning. I'm a coffee drinker or a tea drinker sometimes, and I'll sit outside on the deck if it's nice, and I will read. And then at the bottom, after I read my little writing from Judith, there's a set your intention. And for example, this reading is about turn down your sensitivities, and it says, sometimes it's necessary to turn down the volume of external stimulation when you're feeling overloaded. Depending on your schedule, you can do this for 10 minutes or an entire weekend. Close your door, shut off the lights, climb under the covers to hibernate. Or you can spend the afternoon watching movies or playing with your animal friends. Right, Yoda? No stress, no talking, no news, minimal interactions. This period of minimal stimulation will help reset your physiological system. And I know that as a teacher, a public school teacher, when I was working full-time, I would sometimes come home and just drop. Sometimes I would come home and just drop on the bed. I couldn't do one more thing because I'd had the kids on me all day long, other teachers needing things, me needing to get things from the administration. That takes a lot of energy out of me, and I know I got drained easily. So even in everyday life, when you're not at your job, you can get drained too. So at the bottom, after she gives this little, I didn't read the whole thing, but at the bottom she says, here's an intention you can think about and maybe say to yourself. I will be aware of what I feel I will be aware of when I feel overstimulated and use this as a cue to take a time out. As soon as possible, I will lower my stimulation level or only expose myself to external input of my choosing. So being choosy about what you take in your day. I know sometimes, for example, when my husband is watching a show, a crime show, and we both like them, we're both watching it, and if there's a scene where it might involve some torture or it might involve some big violence, I run out of the room and I say, tell me when it's okay to come back, because I absorb it, I hang on to it longer than I'd like to, and that's just an example of being choosy with what I take in. So I think this book is awesome. So 365 Days of Self-Care for Sensitive People Thriving as an Empath. Orloff, MD. Also, there is a book without the 365 days of self-care that just explains more about what an empath is, why you feel so deeply when exposed in your environment to certain things. So that book is without the little readings. So choose which one you want. And I just want to share this because I got asked so many questions. Where did you get that reading? And so here it is. Here it is, and I will put it in the link. Thank you, and I appreciate it. I hope to see you on the mat next week. Thank you. Yoda, you want to say bye? You say bye to everybody? We're all done. It's a quick one today. Yeah. All right, baby. Mwah. Yes, you good boy. You give me a kiss? You give me a kiss? Give me a kiss?